Hey everybody, welcome back to round 2 of this Avacyn Restored 4-pack sealed Not Playing Magic. This hand is questionable, but I'm going to keep it. I'm 1 mana of either color away, preferably a mountain, from having a very good start, so we're not going to maul. Our opponent's playing first, so that'll determine our order of play, basically. Let's see what he's coming out with. He plays a blue-black deck with not a whole lot of anything to note. I'm going to bring out the escort. Nice thing is this escort may actually push some damage through. He does have a couple of zombies. I've seen I think a Crypt Keeper. I don't know. He hasn't really had a whole lot of anything that I've seen in his replays. So he did take a quick beating from a red-white aggro deck. So. Alright, there's his Guardian. Okay. So this is good. We'll go ahead and guise this. A good guise target. And we don't actually waste a turn this way. We do need to draw into a mana though pretty badly. I do like getting that first striker defender off the board. It poses a lot of problems for us if we don't bond up the right way. So we might have an apprentice or something here. Yeah. It's fine. Alright, that's a perfect draw. So what we're going to do is, we're going to have to think here how we want to play this, who we want to pair with who. How do we get the most value out of our Force Mages is the real question. You know, I think we bring in the Cathar here and just pair it with the Pro Zombies guy, and then start bringing our Force Mages in for our more powerful pairings. And plus we want as many humans on board for the Kessig Malcontent, so yeah, we'll go ahead and Soul Bond here, that's fine. Give our opponent a cool 3. However, if we draw into any mana, a Force Mage on the Hound of Gristlebrand is pretty tough for our opponent to deal with. He'll swing in for his 1. I assume he might even sack this soon. I don't see what 1's going to do for him. Especially if he's swinging in with it, he's not blocking, so. Card's better used as a chumps. Yep, there you go. So he did crack, we'll see what he's going to play. Format should be enough to play anything in his hand. And another apprentice, as it is. Maybe he's got a peel or something that he's considering playing. Okay. So yeah, this is going to get fairly ugly for our opponent. We're going to play out our Hound and pass the turn over. Nah, we don't want to give him the chance to wipe anything. We want to get our Force Mage on the Hound, our other Force Mage out, and then Malcontents to kind of clean up. So if our opponent has a bounce, he has to use it on the Hound here. Okay, that's actually good for us because we're going to first strike right through that. So yeah, putting our opponent in a pretty bad spot already. So yeah, we'll go ahead and attack with our Hound. Either get in for 6 or kill his creatures. Alright. We're just going to chump sack it, that's fine. That's what I would probably have done also. Gives him another turn to think of something. If he's got any sort of peel or removal, that'll be good for him. Really the only way I see us losing this is to get out-tempoed, but with a Kessig Malcontents coming down with a lot of humans on board in 2 turns, or maybe even next turn, actually, could be very good. Alright, well that's an interesting play. If he swings in here, he's pretty much, he's throwing in the towel almost. Okay, yeah, this is going to get fairly interesting. We can play both of those cards out now, so that's what we'll end up doing. We're going to go ahead and play out this Forcemage. Let's see, who do we want to token? What could tokening up something do for us? Yeah, I think we want to end up tokening the Forcemage that's already on board here. Gives us the best value. We can take out both of his creatures with it. Though if he just blocks with one, all right, we'll see. We're not really in a rush at this point. Though we do have an Alpha Strike coming up pretty quickly here. Yeah, we're not going to let him sort of trick us out here, I don't think. He's going to give us the demon. Okay. That's fine. Maybe he's got some other trick. Though the Undying does do a little bit for us, so if he's got the Necrobite, that's fine. I mean, doesn't really do a whole lot. Yeah, so we're still in a fine spot right now. We'll go ahead and play this. Okay, we're not going to Soul Bond. We'll Soul Bond with the Malcontents on our next play. So pretty much anything our opponent does here, we're going to let him do and just take a big swing in next turn. Between our Malcontents coming in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, puts him down to 10. Yeah, we can take a pretty fair swing at him. So we'll see what he chooses to do. Also, depending on what we draw into, if we draw into another human, a 2-drop, like another Timberland Guide, yeah. He had no outs. He didn't even see our Malcontent, so that's probably a good thing for us. Let's see. Do we want another Geisen against our opponent? Yeah, you know what, we might. What do we take out for a Geis, though? A Scalding Devil, I suppose? The Scalding Devil can sneak some damage through. If we were to add another Geis, what do we drop? Yeah, I don't know that we drop for a Geis anything here. Playing black, we want to keep our Pro Zombie, actually. And if this Haunted Guardian is really the only thing we're worried about getting rid of, once a Forcemage comes online, that kind of takes care of that. Aggravate takes care of that. I wonder if Aggravate's almost too slow for us, if we're not just better off playing another Geis in that place. Yeah, I think I like our setup. We'll go ahead and submit it. If our opponent gets that artifact down on turn 2 again, that does slow us down. So I don't want to make it sound like, we're amazing. The artifact, not going to slow us up. But with 3 Force Mages, we pretty much expect to see one by card 10, so play 3 when it would drop anyways. And a 3/3 is going to get by that guy. He's going to have to double block or do something else. So gives us the option of how we want to divvy out the damage. So that's good. We'd rather have the option be on our side than, just jamming a two powered guy into him and, eating it every time. So if our opponent's got some human frailties, I'm sure we're going to see those. Not sure what else. Maybe a Spectral Prison for the Hound of Grizzlebrand. But we'll see. Anyways, looks like he's going to take his full time here. And that's fine with us. We'll see if he ends up coming back. Maybe he saw the 3 Force Mages and just jumped off his roof. Though if he had saw our last game how we ended up playing those 3 Force Mages so poorly, I don't think he would. So we'll see. We kind of hope he just keeps the same deck. That deck didn't do a whole lot against us, and it's just fine. And we'll see if he's even here. We'll go ahead and pause it in the case that he doesn't show up for a short while here. Okay, our opponent showed back up. Geez, this hand is a hand that I think we're sadly going to have to send back. We just can't do anything with it, so yeah, we'll mull. And here's a better hand, so we're not going to mull the 5. We'll see what our opponent ends up doing. We wouldn't waste a guise on something like a Stitcher's Apprentice. We would love to throw it on his Haunted Guardian each time. So, having to mull there, not great, but we do have a playable hand here. Pretty playable. Okay, so our opponent is... Maybe he's in a second event. Nope, he's still red over here, so he's not in a second event. Which is interesting. He's playing rather slowly. Maybe he has a bad connection or has something else going on. Okay, there you go, our third land. So this is about as good as we could have expected it to be at this point, and we hope he has his 2-drop Haunted Guardian out, actually, at this point. So, we'll go ahead and see what he does. I'm just going to F6 the turn since we have an enchantment speed. Guys. Okay, now we have a little bit of an interesting play here. I'm going to go ahead and get the Stone Right out. I think I want the Stone Right to take the token, actually, so we'll see if this play makes sense. Then we'll have 2 3/3s with Fire Breathing when we pair them up with Forcemage, which is, you know, a good place to be in. So that guy can get in for 1 all day. We're not too worried about it. See what else our opponent has to play. Hopefully the Guardian. I want to see that thing on this turn, preferably. Okay, so the Tomb. Tomb can get to be a little bit of a problem for us. But for now, it's going to be alright. So we'll go ahead and throw our tokens on there. We will not be soul bonding. We don't have a good way to interact with Tomb, so that is kind of scary. We just hope our opponent, you know, only gets out of his 4 cards in hand. We hope maybe only 2 are creatures or something. So we're only taking 2 swings of that. But there's not going to be a way to figure that out until we see it play. So having Aggravate in hand, I guess, is kind of nice. Alright, he's got the Connoisseur. I suppose that's okay. It doesn't really do a whole lot against us. Alright, that's kind of an aggro move on our opponent's part. Almost makes you think he has a Human Frailty or something, if he's swinging him with his Apprentice, or if he's just going to sack him on this turn. Okay, so we wouldn't mind getting that down pretty soon, probably next turn actually. Now we have an interesting choice here. We could go ahead and guise his Connoisseur to make him sack the Apprentice and not get the card out of it. which may be the route we want to go. Though we're in an interesting spot, because if we guise the Connoisseur, he's going to sack the Apprentice, and so he's going to have a 2-2 and no card in hand. If we... Yeah, I think the 2-2 and no card in hand is the best option there. So we'll go ahead and make him do that. I don't think he's just going to let the Connoisseur die. He might need that card, though, so we'll see how much dig he needs here. Okay, he did let it go. That's good news for us, because now our Forcemage gets online with our Fire Breather. So yeah, that's a good move for us. I still fear that he has the Human Frailty, though, because he's playing this kind of oddly. But we'll take our 4 while we can get it. We'll get Triumph online next turn, though we could still be taking 3 on this turn. So, we'll see. I mean, at some point he'll run out of creatures, but the quality of creatures is just going to get better and better for him at this point. So... Alright. He's still got the chump, too. Okay, well this is an interesting spot for us. We could just try to race him with the dragon. That may be the play. He really can't attack into us very profitably. So let's assume that we each have enough. He has enough creatures available to him to play the tomb each turn. That means that he is... He'll attack us down. We'll go down. He'll go down to 10. Then we'll go to 9. He'll go to 6. We'll go to 6. He'll go to 2. We would still win in that race. And I think I like that. Until I have a reason to do something else. Because we don't want Triumph online right now. It doesn't do anything for us. I'm almost tempted to attack in with Stone right here also. Offer him the trade on the demon, and then we can pair up our Forcemage each turn. But I don't think that's the smart play, actually. Because then he can swing back through with his demon and kill our Forcemage, and it gets pretty bad for us, so... We'll go ahead and take this guy back in hand. So if our opponent has some sort of removal, puts us in a shit spot. If he has even a peel on his Apprentice, is a good enough play for him. So if he offers us the demon trade, we'll take it. If he's probably got the Necrobite in hand, we have to assume. So I think we just chump here. The Timberland Guide's going to do nothing for us in any case. We assume it's just Necrobite he's holding on to. Because if he had a creature, he would have played it. Okay, so he was holding out for Necrobite because he should have actually got tomb damage in there, if this is the case. Could be Killing Wave or something here, though, also for a few. Okay, just another demon. Yeah, it's just bad play on our opponent's part. Okay, well we know he's got the Necrobite, so... Does aggravate do anything for us? I don't think it does. I think we still just go with the dragon plan. Let's see, if we swing with team here, we can fire breathe for 4, so we would get in for 4 in the air, plus potentially 0 on the ground, but kill both of his creatures in the making. And then he could swing in for 8 against us, and then we win on the next turn. Yeah, I think I like that. If he has anything with haste, though, it ends up killing us. Actually, let's think about this. Let's say he just goes ahead and gives us the demon for the Forcemage, and then the trade there. We're looking at taking... Yeah, we actually can't do that. Though it would have been a fine time to do it when he didn't have his Necrobite mana up. But we'll see if he has enough to play creature and play Necrobite here. If he does, that's worst case scenario for us. We'll just have to go ahead and see what he ends up doing. Because he's just in a weird spot where he knows if he plays the creature, that probably puts him over Necrobite mana. So we'll see how many he swings in with. If he swings in with both, we'll go ahead and trade. Okay, so we know one of them's getting Necro-bitten. It's fine. Yeah, that might be enough. If we draw a mountain, it will be enough. Yep. So we'll go ahead and see which one he Necrobites. Suppose we could have just taken 10 there and potentially won, but we don't know if he has another creature in hand, and then we just don't win. So I think he's at 6 of one, half a dozen of the other here. He should kill the Stonewright, actually, because if we draw a mountain, we win. But he might kill the Forcemage because he might think it's more valuable just because of creature power. Okay. So an interesting thought on our opponent's side. But we had the red mana up to kill his guy anyways. So that means when this guy sinks now, we're still 3-2 and we still kill him. So we actually got the better of our opponent there. So we'll go ahead and play this. Play our dragon. And then we'll soul bond them. Alright, well, he's got one turn to be able to deal with our dragon, so we'll see if he's got it. If he rips a flyer, it's probably enough for him to win the game, actually. Looks like he ripped a land. He might just concede here. There's just really nothing he can do if it's not a flyer in hand. I'll go ahead and give it to him. Yep, so he's going fishing here. If he got a peel, that would be big game. Taskmaster's big game. However, we're still just going to win because of the mana on board to pump. Oh, actually no, the Angel's Tomb at the end step is good for our opponent. Okay. Oh, no, that's fine because it disappears. So, yeah, our opponent just ends up losing this one because we just pumped the other guy in the Soul Bond. So we could have a peel. We'll still Fire Breathe before the peel would affect, so... Alright, well, anyways, that was round 2. We'll see everybody in round 3.